Hey there, and welcome back to the Creative World here, where we are going to be building a village. As you can see, we've planned out this whole village behind me using all these wall colors previously, and so we're going to be continuing here with our first build. Now, for this series, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about how it's going to work. So I'm going to be building one video, talking it through my build process with you so you can see exactly how big my house is. Then I'm probably going to do the next probably two. Obviously, some of them say they're small or grouped together or whatever, but those two will just be a time lapse, and that way we can just get it done a bit quicker. Because if we look at how many we have here, if I had to build each of these individually, talking through it, we could be here a while. So it's probably going to be one video of me talking, two builds just me getting them done, then another me talking just like that. And that way you still get to see a lot of my build process. I'll obviously talk through the interesting ones and the bigger builds, but that way we can also get some decent work here. So, I'm going to remember how to use this. But because that's at this end of the island, and it's this house here that we're going to be working on, because, I mean, feels a good place to start. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm thinking this place up on the end, it's gonna be the artist's house. Now for this structure, it's just a little weird shape, but um, I have actually got. So as I said, I'll talk you through the build process, but in reality, a lot of it starts before I start with what's some of the ideas. But essentially, the blue bit's gonna be a main structure. This yellow bit here at the front is just gonna be a slight bit sticking out for the entrance. Then here we're gonna have the might even be bigger, but like a large balcony where this artist would sit out here in the sun and draw pictures, looking at wherever they want. And then there's another bit here that's probably gonna have a bit of an overhang, maybe a balcony. Now, I've spent some time working on the blocks because there's not much video I can make out of that. It's just me trying a few different things to see what works. But I've decided we're gonna have some jungle wood pillars, gonna have some strict jungle woods at the bottom, and then we're gonna have some brown mushroom blocks walls. We're actually going to do this to get the inside of the block, and so I think this actually goes quite nicely together. And then for our roof, we're going to get some spruce stairs like this. Then we're going to put some copper in the middle bit using the green and blue copper. That's generally what we're going to go for. So break this, and we're going to start building the house. Now, going to need to work out how high these want to be. Possibly that this might be a bit too much. Yeah, that's good. So how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're just gonna put some jungle wood around the bottom, like so, and then we're gonna fill in the walls with a mushroom block. Now I've finished doing all the mushroom blocks, and it does look a little bit weird at this point. I think it's gonna be a bit of a trust the process. Now next things we need to work out. I'm probably gonna work out how I'm gonna do these yellow bits here, which could be slight overhangs. This one's probably gonna be about how high do I want it? So that could be really low. It's only yeah, probably just a little bit there, so it's slightly raised. Like that. We're gonna have here. Might as well fill that in. Then also this platform. Just like the main. Is that too high up? Might go half block lower here. And that means I can put support pillars underneath as well. I'll start off going the line of the yellow one. To be honest, I don't know if that shape's the perfect one. It should be bigger like this. You know, so I might go down a little bit around here, just partially to add a bit of variety, but also just so that I put a door and say here where you want. Now for this bit, we're just gonna have another little bit of same pattern. I think we're or would it look more interesting? Actually, I think we're gonna change it up for this bit. So instead we get some birch and bamboo. And again, this is the advantage of trying out a variety of patterns because it means you've got a few that you can just go, oh yeah, I tried that. That looks quite good. I'll pull that out now. Or is that too similar? What if you made all bamboo actually? Because then it would stand out a little bit more. This is gonna have a pointer from the side here. Yeah, that works. So I've just finished with shape outline for the roof. I quite like it, but it's made me realize that we're gonna need to change up this bit because currently, as you can see, it's not really connecting onto anywhere. So we're just gonna have to bring this whole thing down the box. Does it basically mean we might have to make it narrower? No, I think I'll also give this a bit of a slanted roof. So we say we're gonna try a slant roof. Yeah, that not too small. Hmm. I don't think I want it to just. What if we go here with some previous? Um, this passing, I'd go with 4. So if I do this, then lamp across here. In fact, making it probably a little bit nicer. And I don't think that sheet's problem. It's a bit short, but it's horrible. That's still obviously something. What if we just bring it down? We just shift there. Maybe we get this. Is it that to connect? Might leave the connection bit there for now and just leave those in. But the other thing I want to work out the shape of is this entranceway. Now I've thought about it a little bit and I'm going to replace this with triangle planks. Maybe I could do that, maybe replace that with this. Yeah, that might be the one. This faces on the inside. Yeah, I think that's looking a little bit better. And now we're gonna slab it. I can't speak. Now I'm gonna put the slab on the roof. Um, Generally just following the shape of our roof that we've got. I mean, not loads to the. I'll leave this connection here, but a bit later. Just we're gonna try and keep this diagonal curve pattern shape thing. I'm probably just gonna keep all of this that height. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of working, but it's definitely not good. Well, there's some bits here that are completely weird. Let's hit oak. That would that work? Which might, yeah. What if we made this bit go a little bit higher here? Show it like there's the one. Show us that. There's a bit more to it. No, we just need to get there just to give it a bit of a change in colour, a variety. This I'm just going to go for a few patches of. I think the easiest way to do this. I just add a few patches in there, gives it a bit of variety. Overall, that looks quite nice. So we can leave that. However, we've now, see, we've increased the height of this. We've definitely got some large areas of the wall that need detailing. So we've sort of got our main structure, but we definitely need some details. And also, we're going to put some doors in at this point. I think that's going to look good. There's not going to be face. I think thought about if I want to put anything on this. Is that balcony? One of it. Um, we're going to need it to be a bit lower. So I think I'm just going to have it on the front door. Front doors? Yeah, doors. Around the edge. I think we're just going to make this almost all front doors. Maybe it's make it all trap. Gosh, struggling here. We can make it all trapdoors. After that, kind of just putting some fencing support makes it feel a bit more like it could plausibly go there. And it's also gives us space to put something on here. We wanted a fence around the edge of a wall. We could always use trapdoors, so I might do that later. But first, I think I want to work out where some windows are going to go. I feel like up here is a bit asymmetric. Like, the whole house is going to be asymmetric. The window's going to have to go there. Yeah, there's a whole one here. And there's a bit of a short one like that. So again, we're really using some asymmetry here. Might be nice to have another window in here. Now, I do need to work out how I'm going to do these windows. Some windows work to leave open, which, I mean, I don't hate the idea, but I don't think it quite works. So let's put fencing on there. It's going to be too dark. Find some jungle. Not for that big one. Maybe for a small one here. I don't know. I'm also going to try some paint. Maybe brown. Maybe just regular. Some white gives it nice. Let's see. Brown looks like that. Let me just try putting it in. It's gonna look a little bit weird on this one, maybe. So too bad actually. I think glass pane's a pretty strong bet for Windows just because they are Windows ultimately, so they don't have two in. That's actually quite nice. It just gives it a slight darker colour. Even there it's fine. So these I've just realised so behind here. We could have knocked out this. But the thing with glass panes is you don't really notice any hotbar slot options. So I know you're supposed to pass that. Let's see, so there we go. That's up here. So we are going to need to, the interior is a bit of an interesting, we're going to need to have a raised area here just to access this little, like, view. It's probably like a bedroom area, and also to access the balcony. So the interior is going to be interesting, but first, confirmation. These are all potentially things I'm going to use for windows, so hit this here and move it. Some super jungle trapdoor, or maybe a dark one, or I could put that. And if you use shovel the campfire, put that, it could be a nice wooden logs texture. I think maybe that one's gonna work. This one probably wants a couple of fence gates. Oh, but they don't connect, do they? Mm, that one I'm gonna have to do something slightly different. But this is more something quite nicely for a small window like that. The difficulty with stuff like this in Minecraft, you don't. This one block, real life represents about a meter. You don't want a meter of a window. To be honest, with the glass panes, that's probably as big as you'd want the window sill to be. But I then need to add some details to the outside. Good. Add shutters like that. Hmm. Thing with details, there's a lot of just trying stuff in the I might, with the details stuff, I might skip a few bits and just show you what I've worked out that looks good, because ultimately there's gonna be a lot more of just me standing around trying it, seeing if I like it, trying a slight change, adding a little bit more. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have something down here. Let's see, look at here, this front, a little bit of a gap there. I might see if I get detail in here. Might just be a case of adding a few trapdoors or something. These windows probably want something. I felt that change you had up there was pretty close, so just a line above there would be nice. This balcony can get a bit more detail. On this side I could have a little bump in here, so maybe get lantern. Let's just put that there, to be honest. And do I want there, or do I want to move across one? That's exactly my point of. It's just a lot of trial and error. Whereas I quite like that lantern there. And I think if we most of this detail, we end up just going for quite a lot of the hanging plants. And then I had another sort of plant bed around here. I just thought I like the idea that they're an artist. They probably have some nice plants around. They've probably got them hanging. They've had them inside. They've drawn the picture of them. I'm assuming that I can continue that into interior a bit, because it's a bit odd if there are loads of hanging plants and there's just none on the inside. However, now we want to work on the balcony. So first do I need walls on it, a bit of a boundary of sorts. Just let it, that's gonna be a problem. Now that overall is pretty nice, and it's not, I want to make some kind of artist's easel, so thinking maybe these, or this doesn't work. Probably if you got the white bits sticking out the bottom, but somehow that doesn't look like it's an easel. Hmm, I want the paintbrush in. So yeah, this brush is even covered in there. So I could use the Armstrong mod that I've got. However, I think I want to try and keep this mostly vanilla. This stuff like eating like that. That's a bit too close, but I could just use some pots, add some detail because they feel like the kind of thing that could be around. I don't know how I want to rotate. Probably just there, actually, pretty good. That works. That look like I'm adding too much to it. Does that look nice? Just like the dragonfly. A little bit of detail. Yeah, does it want one of these in the pot? Oh, definitely. Okay. Do not step on the pressure plate because it will flip the trapdoor. But that's that flower's too big. What if we get some of our bamboo? Big, and it's narrower. I think that's all I want from the outside. I think we've finished the exterior of this actually. So that's pretty good. Quite happy with this. I'll do. I think that's a pretty nice first house. Hope that gives you a decent idea of what we're going to be working on. So now it's time to do the interior. For this, we're going to do a time lapse to mix it up because I've been talking for a while now and you're probably getting a bit bored. So we start with this raised walkway on the edge to allow us to get up to the other sections. That's going to be a bit more. In our overhang, we've made this the artist bedroom. We've used some silent blocks, which decided to use this whole house generally. I'm kind of like continue these colours onto the rug lower down, which are put into a little bit of the floor. Now we've also got some shelves to the flowers, which kind of matches with the hanging flowers we had outside. And then just to finish off, I thought an artist house wouldn't be complete without some painting to the wall. You made it this far. That's what we've gone for. The video. And thank you for watching. Finished interior. I'm really pleased how this build came out. I hope you are too. If you do like the build, please show it down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you like my video, and please also comment. All of this really helps me, particularly because I've not got thousands of subscribers. I'm not like a big channel, so actually each individual like, subscribe, comment does actually make a difference to me. So please show your appreciation. I can't speak anymore, so I'm gonna have to stop now. But please show your appreciation down below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.